What if I told you that a simple overseas trip in 2026 could reduce, pause, or even cancel your age pension payments without you realizing it? Thousands of Australian pensioners travel every year to visit family, take long holidays, or even explore retirement overseas. But many don't fully understand how international travel rules affect their Centrelink payments. And in 2026, these rules are more important than ever. If you're planning to leave Australia for even a few weeks, this could directly impact your fortnightly income. So before you book that flight, renew your passport, or plan that extended stay abroad, you need to understand exactly how the age pension works when you travel internationally. Welcome back to Centrelink Compass AU, your trusted guide to understanding Centrelink updates, age pension changes, and everything that affects Australian seniors. Today, we're breaking down the Age Pension 2026 update, focusing specifically on international travel limits and payment cutoffs. By the end of this video, you'll know how long you can travel, what happens after 6 weeks, when payments reduce, and how to avoid costly mistakes. Let's start with the most important rule. In 2026, age pensioners can generally continue receiving their payments while overseas for up to 6 weeks. That's the key time frame. For most people, the first 6 weeks outside Australia will not affect the base rate of your age pension. But here's where things get serious. After 6 weeks overseas, your payment may change depending on your personal circumstances. This includes how long you've lived in Australia as a resident between the ages of 16 and age pension age. If you have not lived in Australia for at least 35 years during that working life period, your age pension may be reduced after 6 weeks abroad. This is because the proportional portability rule applies. In simple terms, if you've lived in Australia for fewer than 35 qualifying years, your payment is calculated proportionally. For example, if you lived in Australia for 25 years, you may receive 35 of the full pension rate once you are overseas beyond the 6-week limit. That can mean a noticeable reduction in your fortnightly payment. Now let's talk about supplements. Even if your base pension continues, some supplements may stop once you leave Australia for more than 6 weeks. The pension supplement may reduce to the basic rate. The energy supplement may continue if you were eligible before specific rule changes, but newer rules limit payments in certain situations. So even if your main pension continues, your total amount may shrink after 6 weeks overseas. Now here's something many pensioners don't realize. The 6-week rule resets if you return to Australia. If you come back and stay long enough, your payments can return to the full domestic rate. However, frequent short trips designed to reset the clock may attract scrutiny if they appear structured solely to maintain payment levels. Another key factor in 2026 is permanent departure. If you leave Australia permanently, different rules apply. Centrelink assesses whether you intend to reside overseas long-term. If your departure is permanent, payment rates are reassessed immediately. In some cases, supplements stop right away. It's critical to notify Centrelink before you leave. Many payment suspensions happen not because someone traveled too long, but because they failed to inform Centrelink. Your departure and return dates are automatically recorded through immigration data sharing systems, but failing to update your status can still cause complications. Let's now discuss payment cutoffs. Age pension payments may completely stop if you are overseas for more than 26 weeks in certain situations. For example, if you do not meet residency requirements or if you are not eligible for indefinite portability, your payment can be canceled. There are exceptions. Some pensioners who were granted payments before specific legislative changes may have different portability rights. Others may qualify under international Social Security agreements between Australia and certain countries. Australia has agreements with several nations that allow pensioners to receive payments while residing overseas long-term. However, the payment amount may depend on your working life residence in Australia and the rules of the agreement country. If you're planning extended travel or considering retiring overseas in 2026, This is where professional advice or direct contact with Centrelink becomes essential. Another important update in 2026 relates to income and asset testing while overseas. Your age pension remains subject to income and assets tests, even if you are not physically in Australia. That means if you sell property, access overseas income, or receive foreign pensions while abroad, you must still report changes. Foreign income can affect your payment rate. Exchange rate fluctuations can also impact how overseas income is assessed. So if you're staying overseas for months, currency shifts alone may slightly adjust your payment assessment. Healthcare is another major consideration. While in Australia, aged pensioners benefit from Medicare, but Medicare generally does not cover you overseas. You may need private travel insurance or international health coverage. If you stay abroad long term, your access to Australian health benefits may change. And here's something many people overlook. Concession cards, such as the pensioner concession card, can be affected if your payment stops. If your age pension is canceled due to extended absence, your concession entitlements may also cease. So let's recap the critical 2026 rules clearly. Up to 6 weeks overseas, generally no change to your base pension rate. Beyond 6 weeks, payment may reduce depending on your Australian working life residence. Long-term or permanent departure, reassessment of payment, supplements may stop. Failure to notify Centrelink, risk of suspension or cancellation. Income and assets still assessed even while overseas. Now let's talk about practical examples. Example 1. Margaret travels to the UK for 4 weeks to visit family. Her age pension continues unchanged. She returns within 6 weeks. No issue. Example 2. John travels to Vietnam for 4 months. After 6 weeks overseas, his pension reduces proportionally because he has only 28 years of Australian working life residence. His supplements reduce as well. Example 3. Helen decides to permanently relocate to Greece. Her payment is reassessed under portability rules. Because she meets 35 years of residence, her base pension may continue indefinitely, but supplements may adjust. These real-world scenarios show why understanding the fine details matters. In 2026, digital compliance systems are more automated than ever. Travel movements are tracked electronically. There is less room for administrative error, but also less room for misunderstanding the rules. The responsibility is on the pensioner to stay informed and compliant. Before traveling, here are 5 steps you should take. First, log into your MyGov account and check your residency details. Second, confirm your working life residence years. Third, notify Centrelink of your departure dates. Fourth, review how long you plan to stay overseas. Fifth, consider how reduced payments would impact your budget. Planning ahead can prevent financial stress abroad. For those considering retiring overseas permanently in 2026, remember that cost of living differences may seem attractive, but exchange rate risks and portability reductions can offset perceived savings. Also consider taxation implications. While the age pension itself is generally taxable income, depending on your total income, your residency status for tax purposes may change if you relocate long-term. That's another layer to evaluate carefully. The bottom line is this: international travel is absolutely possible on the age pension. Thousands of Australians do it every year. But understanding the 6-week threshold, proportional payment rules, and long-term portability regulations is essential to protecting your income. In 2026, there hasn't been a complete overhaul of the travel rules, but stricter compliance and clearer enforcement mean mistakes can become costly faster. So if you're planning travel this year, don't rely on outdated advice from friends or old forum posts. Rules evolve, and your personal circumstances matter. Here at Centrelink Compass AU, our goal is simple. We help you understand your entitlements clearly, confidently, and without confusion. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to like this video so more Australian seniors can see it. Subscribe to Centrelink Compass AU for regular updates on age pension changes, Centrelink rules, payment dates, and financial guidance tailored specifically for retirees. And before you book that overseas trip, drop a comment below telling us which country you're planning to visit in 2026. Let's help each other stay informed and financially secure. Because when it comes to your age pension, knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. Thanks for watching Centrelink Compass AU. Stay informed, stay compliant, and travel smart.